In life, we often make decisions, form opinions, and assess situations from two distinct perspectives: the outside view and the inside view. The outside view helps you take into account what usually happens in situations that are similar in some way to the one that you're forecasting. Imagine the outside view as if you're zooming out beyond the specific issue in front of you to look at past trends and data. In our other videos in this series, we talked about selecting appropriate reference classes for comparison and identifying or calculating base rates. We recommend watching those videos first because they give you two strategies for zooming out and capturing the outside view. The inside view includes your personal or particular perspective on the situation you are considering. Imagine the inside view as if you're zooming in to see what you think is unique about this specific event or issue compared to that base rate. Most people, when making a prediction, get trapped in the inside view, focusing on their own perspective, intuition, and experiences. They consider what they know about the situation in front of them or how they feel about it and make a prediction. But the strongest forecasters know that to make better predictions about the future, they need to look first at how other similar situations have turned out in the past, the outside view, and only then look at the situation in front of them, the inside view. Imagine you are deciding whether to start a channel on a very popular streaming platform that has 2.5 million monthly users. Your channel will be focused on something you are passionate about, like fashion. When discussing with family and friends, someone asks you, what's the likelihood you'll get at least 1,000 subscribers to your channel? And if you do get that many, how long might that take? You might say, I'm sure my channel will be wildly successful because I'm really passionate about this. It'll have a completely different feel from what's already out there, and I am really good at making fun videos. I also know that my good friend with a streaming channel just reached 100 subscribers really quickly, so it can't be that hard. I think the likelihood that my channel will have at least 1,000 subscribers is at least 80%, and I think I can do this in about 6 months. This is a very typical way to think about this kind of question. But if you were to ask experienced forecasters, that's not how they would respond. They would not start by thinking about your specific channel. They would instead start with the outside view by looking for relevant reference classes and base rates. Again, we have other videos about these topics in the series. If you haven't watched them yet, go ahead and watch them now. To find the relevant reference class here, a forecaster might start by considering all channels on this streaming platform. And since your forecast is about the likelihood of getting 1,000 subscribers, a useful base rate to look for would be the percentage of channels with at least 1,000 subscribers. Research would tell you that on average, only about 9% of all channels on the site ever reach 1,000 subscribers. This is a helpful piece of data and a good starting point, but strong forecasters would likely try to get even more specific by looking at a reference class of only channels related to fashion. The next part of your forecast asks you how long it might take to reach 1,000 subscribers. After doing some research, you'll find that for channels that reached 1,000 subscribers, it took on average 22 months or almost 2 years to reach that threshold. So to review, only 9% of all channels on the video sharing platform ever reach 1,000 or more subscribers, and it takes them on average almost 2 years to reach that. This information helps us to see that our initial prediction of an 80% chance of reaching that number of subscribers in 6 months is pretty unlikely. As a reminder, researching reference classes and base rates is what we call looking at the outside view, or starting with what usually happens in a similar situation. This is the view that strong forecasters generally look at first. When forecasters start with the outside view first by examining reference classes and identifying base rates, and then consider how the inside view could alter those initial predictions, their forecasts are more accurate. What might your inside view be on the streaming channel forecast? Maybe you think about how much your friends have loved and shared the videos you've already made. Maybe you've taken a couple of courses on video editing and you think you're getting pretty good. Plus, your friend who got to 100 subscribers really quickly could give you some pointers. Because of all this, you believe you are a little better than the average streaming creator on the site and have a higher likelihood of success than the base rate of 9%. Therefore, you give yourself a 15% chance of reaching 1,000 subscribers, and instead of 22 months, you think will only take about 18 months. Remember, when first asked about your channel, you predicted that you had an 80% chance of reaching 1,000 subscribers in 6 months. But by starting with the outside view and then weaving in the inside view, your final forecast of a 15% chance of reaching 1,000 subscribers in 18 months is likely much more accurate. Let's look at another example of how to incorporate the outside and inside views when forecasting. Imagine you were asked to make a forecast about how much money a movie was going to make on its opening weekend in the theater. Specifically, whether the US box office ticket sales on the opening weekend for a new animated Spider-Man movie would reach or exceed $70 million. Again, we'll want to start with the outside view. To do this, let's identify a suitable reference class. In this case, a useful reference class might be the Spider-Man movies released in the past 15 years. Now, let's identify a base rate for box office opening weekend profits. With some research, you would find that there were 7 Spider-Man movies made in the last 15 years. And 5 of those 7 Spider-Man movies, or roughly 71%, exceeded $70 million in opening weekend sales. After considering the outside view, you can turn your attention to the inside view. So what do you know? You and your friends are excited about seeing this new Spider-Man movie. You've been constantly playing the video game and listening to the soundtrack from the previous movie. However, you also consider that since it is animated, older audiences might not be as interested. So let's use all this information to make our forecast about how likely it is that this new animated Spider-Man movie will reach or surpass $70 million in ticket sales on opening weekend. The outside view? We know that roughly 71% of Spider-Man movies made in the last 15 years exceeded $70 million in box office earnings. Therefore, we could comfortably forecast that this new Spider-Man movie has a 71% likelihood of exceeding $70 million in opening weekend sales. What about the inside view? You and your friends are very excited for this movie and have been talking about it constantly, and the video game and soundtrack seem really popular with your classmates. This makes you think that there is a better than 71% likelihood ticket sales will exceed $70 million, and you consider a forecast of 80%. But you don't know if adults will necessarily share that same enthusiasm for an animated movie. Given these factors, you decide to adjust your forecast from 80% to 75%, which is still slightly higher than the base rate of 71%. When incorporating the inside view, it's important to avoid extreme adjustments and make only modest changes from the base rate. Why? Humans often overestimate their own perspective and feel overconfident. While the inside view offers valuable insights, it's usually subjective and may vary based on the forecaster's perspective. In contrast, base rates are grounded in objective data. Therefore, when adjusting from the base rate using insights from the inside view, we keep changes modest. For example, increasing the likelihood of a movie's success from 67 to 70% based on new information may be reasonable, but jumping to 90% likely puts too much weight on subjective judgment. To recap, when making forecasts, it is best to start with the outside view. We can do this by identifying suitable reference classes and researching relevant base rates so we get a sense of how similar situations usually go. Then we can take the inside view, asking yourself, what do I know and what is my personal perspective on the situation that I'm considering? And consider whether to adjust our forecasts and how.